Good morning, everyone. For those of you at home, because you are not feeling well, we are recording this video for you so you're not missing our math lesson. Today's math lesson for November 1st, 2022, we're on page 117. As you can see on my screen, I've got my math page 117 on the left, and I have Math Notes Masters opened up on our computer. You can get to these through your Schoology app or through our lesson plan, and those are available to you. Also, a copy was sent home on Monday, so you do have it in your binder. My requirement for all of my students is to have out these math notes as we are working. So I'm going to go ahead and wait for you to get out your math notes. If you're at home, go ahead and pause the video, grab your math notes so that you are ready to continue with us. Okay, so we have math notes out in front of us, open to the find an unknown number in an equation on page 111. We talked yesterday what an unknown is a letter in a math problem that represents a number. So you can see here there's a Y, down here there's an N, over here there is an X. Those are all letters that represent numbers that we are going to figure out what is missing. Okay, the equation is a word that means math sentence. So when we talk about equation, we're talking about this, what we start with at the beginning. Is a math sentence. Y minus 2 equals 4 plus 2. And when we talk about the most important rule, what you will hear me say over and over again is whatever I do to one side of the equation or math sentence, I need to do the same thing to the other side. So if you were absent yesterday, we're going to go ahead and start with two things. The first thing we're going to do on number 1 is we are going to zoom in on number 1. And we are going to draw a line down the equal sign. So you can see that my line is nice and long. You can use your pencil. And what we're doing is we're chopping this math problem into two sections. Do you see the first section? What is it? N plus 7 right here. And we have the second section, 20 minus 4. And now as we work, we're going to solve using our math notes. So I have my math notes here, and we're going to do the easy math first. Now looking here, is N plus 7 a math problem that you can solve right now? Yes or no? No. Is 20 minus 4 a math problem that you can solve right now? Yes. So we're going to do that part as the easy math first. I like my students to highlight this so that you know that's the easy math. So it says, solve the side of the equation that has a simple math problem. Well, 20 minus 4, pretty simple. What is the answer to 20 minus 4? 16. So down underneath it, I'm going to make a new line like this. So you can see I'm using my hand to keep my work straight. And the second part, part B, says this. Bring everything down to a new line. And these math notes, of course, you should be using at home when you do this work by yourself. We're going to bring everything down. I like to work from the side that I just finished and work my way over so I don't miss anything. The important thing to do, don't change anything, okay? This I already used. Bringing down my equal sign, bringing down 7, bringing down plus, bringing down n, and now I have a new equation. Now the good part about that is that I can now ignore the top line. So I'm going to go ahead and move it out of the way so that I can focus on n plus 7 equals 16. Thumbs up so far? Okay, moving now to second spot is get the letter alone. And what that means is we are going to look over here and see that n has plus 7 attached to it. N needs to be by itself. Well, how do I do that? What I'm going to do is I am going to get the letter alone by using the opposite math sign. So I have what kind of math sign next to the 7? A plus. Well, the opposite of a plus sign is a subtraction sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract the same amount as I added. Now, if I had a subtraction sign up here, I would do the opposite. The important part for me to notice is that these math symbols are not the same one. Okay, because if I have $7 and I spend $7, I got $0. That's what we want. That's going to get my letter alone. Now you're going to hear me talk many times in this math lesson about the same thing. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do the same thing to the other side. So remember, we chopped our problem with that green line. And you should be writing along with me, so your pencil should be in your hand the whole time on your desk. Now not taking a vacation, tummy to the table, sitting up straight. If you're at home, same thing. We are going to do this exact thing over here. Now, do not change the math sign. I used a -7. Over here, I do the exact same thing. -7 on the left, -7 on the right, exactly the same thing. And now I'm going to draw a line underneath this, and we're going to talk about what to do next. Well, now I need to solve this math. That means that I'm going to look at this whole problem right in here and solve it. So I have n plus 7 minus 7. Well, I'm going to bring this guy down. Okay? This guy, I can't bring it down because what happens if I have $7 and I spend $7? I got no bucks. So just put a cross out. Those cancel each other. There's nothing there. And we know in math, I can bring a 0 down as a placeholder if I need it. But do I need a placeholder here? Nope, because there's nothing. Okay? We're going to bring down also that equals sign from right here, from the pink line down. And now we're going to solve this part here. What is 16 minus 7? 9. Okay, now I have solved my math. That's what I did. Okay, and next, so this was my math that I solved. Do we agree that it's been solved? Yes or no? Yes. Did I have to look at that very top line? No, because I'm just working the steps, and as I work them, the math gets simpler and simpler. This next step on my math says to box your answer. So take out your pencil, and we're going to make this into a box so we can take it to Amazon and ship it off. So far, I have done the instructions of this part. Solve. Am I done with my work?
No.
No, because the instructions say that I also must check my answer. Well, how do I check my answer? What I'm going to do is, now that it's solved, I'm going to go back to that original line, which is right here. Okay, we have been ignoring this since the beginning when we brought everything to that pink line. But to check my work, I am going to rewrite my equation. Well, the equation we know just means math sentence. Okay, n plus 7 equals 20 minus 4 is what I'm going to rewrite. But I don't want to rewrite it with an n. Now, I want to substitute. What did we say n is standing for? 9. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. But that's really messy. So what should I do to help myself not be confused? I'm going to rewrite it down here. So looking at this, and you can ignore all of this part, and I'm going to rewrite 9 plus 7, because I'm copying exactly, equals 20 minus 4. And now I have to check my work. Now here is where many kids make quick errors that are not good. A lot of kids like to do this. They just want to write 9 underneath this because n is 9. But that's not how we check our work. When we check our work, we're doing a different kind of math to see if the other math is right. Okay, so we have now 2 different little problems that I can check. Doing the math on both sides to check if the answer is correct. So here's a little math problem, 9 plus 7. What's the answer? 16. And then over here is a little math problem, 20 minus 4. What's the answer? 16. And really what we see is we did that over here. N plus 7 is 16. Well, that would mean that the n is 9. Make sense? Okay, so now that I have a number 16 here and a number 16 here, this is a checked answer. So I have done all of the instructions. I solved, I checked my equations, and they are correct. So far, so good. Now we're going to speed it up, and we're going to do letter B together. So thumbs up if that's making a little bit more sense to you. The more that we work it, the better you get. All right, looking at our math notes, we're going to carry through really quickly. Okay, who can tell me what's the very first thing I do to make this very simple for myself? Draw a line between the 2 parts of the equation. So right through that equal sign, we're splitting this up, chopping it down the middle. First thing I'm going to do, step 1, tell me what to do. You should be reading off your math notes. What do? Do the easy math first, and that means looking at this. Is x minus 9 easy? No. Is 10 plus 15 easy? Yes, so let's do 10 plus 15. And what is 10 plus 15? 25. I'm going to use my finger so that I can line my work up neatly, bringing down that 25 as a solution. And then it says, part B, bring everything down to a new line. So I'm going to work my way from the right to the left, which is a little opposite in math, but that way I don't miss anything. Bring down equals, bring down 9, bring down minus, bring down x. Something to be very aware of. Do not change math signs when you copy down. If you change that math sign to a plus sign on accident, your whole answer will be wrong. So don't do that. Next step, number 2, says get the letter alone. What letter do I have? X. By the way, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and now that I've copied my black original equation, we can ignore that. So on my screen, I'm going to hide it from you. How many of you helps you to not be overwhelmed? Okay? In your head, just ignore it. You can cover it with a paper, cover it with a ruler. You can just choose not to focus on it, and those are all ways to not overwhelm yourself. Okay, the next part says, to get the letter alone, there's a way to do it. Look at my letter, and I've got x minus 9. Leo, I need your focus. What's the opposite of a minus sign? Plus sign. So put a plus in here, and the exact same number. If I need $9, and then I get $9, like if I owed the cafeteria $9, and then I paid them the $9, how much do I owe them? 0. The debt is canceled. So that's what we want to do. Now, whatever I do to one side of the equation, my most important rule says I need to do the same thing to the other side. The way we remember that is if you are a brother or sister, if I give your brother or sister yogurt land, they can have whatever they want, and I say to you, nope, what are you going to say to me? That's not fair. On math, we need to keep it balanced on both sides of our equal sign. So if I add 9 on the left, what do I need to do on the right? Add 9. So lining up my work makes my life easier. I like an easier life. So make sure that you line up the place value with the 9 in the ones place under the 5 in the 25. Okay? That will help you to be able to add it neatly. Those are things that you may not notice, but if you don't have this lined up, it will be difficult for your next step. Okay? Next, what we're going to do is what? What do I do now? I need to, okay, no, I'm not going to do that yet. What's step 3? Solve the math. What do I need to do to solve the math? Well, over here, I have a math equation. What is 25 plus 9? Okay, 5 plus 9 is 14. Carry my 1. What's 1 plus 2 is 3, 34. And then it says, bring everything down to a new line. So I solve that math. Let's bring down our equal sign. What about this math? Can I solve this? Yeah, if I need 9, I pay 9, I got 9. Okay? And then you're going to bring down your letter. That got my letter alone. Yay! So that means that my answer is done. So now that my letter's alone, this is my answer. Let's put a box around it. X equals 34. All right? And last, we need to check it. Is X really representing 34? So that's when we look back at our original equation, which is this guy, all right here. We're going to recopy this, but the difference is, instead of writing X minus 9, what am I going to write differently? Change the X to 34. So I don't want an X. I'm going to write this, and I like to put my finger underneath so that I don't change anything on accident. 34 minus 9 equals 10 plus 15. And making sure, if you accidentally copy this line, did you follow directions? No. Okay? So go ahead and copy that original line, and it says this. Substitute the answer for the letter. So the X is 34. We're substituting 34 for the letter we had, and then check the answer. How do I do that? Well, I have 2 baby math problems. What's 34 minus 9? Miss, I hate math like this. It stresses me out. Can I write it like that? Sure thing. Okay, so I'm going to borrow, what's 14